What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Today we're going to be changing the oil on my winter beater, my Sierra pickup truck out there, and the reason it's so far out is because I've got to get the Corvette and the Trans Am out from under the lift. Most of the time I do these outside, but it's cold today and it's supposed to rain, so I want to get this done before it starts raining. I really don't want these cars to be wet on the lift, so let's get them out of the way and we'll get started. Perfect. So let's take a look at what we're going to need now that we got it up on the lift. Of course, we're going to need oil. This is my preference, 5W30 high mileage. I got a deal on it through Amazon. I'll post everything down below in the links. But anyway, you're going to need at least 6 quarts. The reason I have 15 is because I'm doing an oil change on another car too. Filter, I like Wix filters or AC Delco. The Wix number is 51042. And of course, you're going to need a 15 millimeter to get the bolt out of the pan. And you're going to need some way to take the filter off if you can't get it off by hand. I've got a couple different options here. This one actually fits the filter that I'm taking off. This one is kind of a universal. And then to fill it up, you're going to need a funnel unless you're really good at pouring, and then some towels. I also am going to put some gloves on. So obviously the first thing we're going to do after you get it off the ground is we're going to take this plug out. You need something to catch the oil in. I have a drain pan for my lift. You can see I've got a little bit of a leak. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but take this bolt out and make sure you have something underneath it to catch it. Perfect. You notice the oil came out pretty quick. I like to do these oil changes when the engine's a little warm. Just makes the process go by a little quicker. I'm going to, while that's finishing draining, I'm going to go ahead and take the filter off using the tool that I showed you to begin with. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed while I was taking that filter off, the O-ring came off, which is great because now we know that it's not stuck up on the engine itself. We always want to make sure that that comes off because you don't want 2 seals on it. So now we're ready to go back together. Generally what I like to do is I like to wipe that off to make sure it's a nice and clean mating surface. Then we're going to put a little bit of oil on the new seal, tighten that back up, put the plug back in, and then we'll drop it down and we're ready to put some oil in it. One thing you need to do before you put the plug back in is make sure that the gasket on it's good. Mine probably should be replaced, but I'm not going to replace it right now. I'll probably do it on the next oil change, but make sure there's no tears in there because a part of your leaks could come from the actual gasket itself. Mine just looks kind of flat. So we're going to thread it back in, and then like I said, we'll drop the truck down and put the oil in. Cody. Now that we got it back down on the ground, I went ahead and took the oil cap out on the passenger side, put a funnel in, and I did pull the dipstick out a little bit just because sometimes it flashes up and gives you an incorrect reading. So anyway, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with 5.5 quarts because this truck calls for 6 quarts with an oil change. Any 4.8, 5.3, and 6 liter all call for 6 quarts on the trucks. So like I said, we're going to start with 5.5 quarts. kind of see where it's at, start it up, and then we will check it again. So once we get it filled up with 5.5 quarts, I went ahead and put the cap in. I did check it. It was where it needed to be, but I'm going to start it. That's going to give time for the filter to fill up, and it's probably going to take about another half quart, but we're going to check it one more time after we start it. Just like I thought, after I started it, it did take another half quart. I went ahead and put that in. So now we're all finished up top. Make sure you put your cap back on. Your dipstick is pushed completely back into place. And we're gonna go into the truck and I'll show you how to reset your oil display when it comes up and tells you it's time for an oil change. Now, I think this is one of the dumbest things that GM ever designed, but anyway, to reset the oil life on one of these trucks, you turn the key on in the run position. You don't start the truck, and once you turn that on, within 5 seconds you need to take the accelerator pedal to the floor 3 times. So all the way down once, all the way down twice, all the way down 3 times. The light should flash, and that will reset our oil life monitor. So we're all finished up here, guys. Hopefully this was an informative video. I know that oil changes aren't the most exciting thing to watch, but felt like if somebody hadn't done one of these on this style truck, I would make a how-to video on it. Anyway, sorry the truck is so dirty. It has been raining, and you know, it's kind of hard to keep clean when it's raining. That's, like I said, another reason why I did the oil change on my lift instead of outside like I normally like to work. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, go down and hit the subscribe button. I promise you all my videos won't be this boring. But if you do hit that subscribe icon, make sure you hit the little bell notification. That way you know every time I drop a new video. And, well, stay tuned to see what we do next.